Hi, welcome to the video. It's Sunday. I have five grandkids at the house now, so I'm sure you're going to hear some very dramatic noise at some point. Their ages 4 to 10, so they're they're at that wild age where they love to run around and roughhouse and stuff. I don't have a whole lot to talk about today, but I want to do this today instead of tomorrow. This will be posted tomorrow because tomorrow we'll be driving and I won't have time to make a video tomorrow. So I figured I'd get it out of the way today. I've been working on this. I had just started the first row of the double crochet back posts. And I've just now started the first row of granny on this section of blue. This blanket, how I'm doing it, how the pattern is, it's double crochet. It started out with, I don't remember, it's been a while. A granny stitch kind of start, like where you do 3, 3, 3, and 3. And then but I'm such a weirdo. But then, okay, so after the granny stitches, you do a row of double crochets, and then 2 rows after that. For 2 rows, you're doing back post double crochets. Then you do 5 rows of the granny stitch again, and then you switch colors. That's what I'm doing anyway. You can. So this is what I've mainly been working on. I did start darning that sock. It's now finished. There was too much going on and I can't concentrate with the kids around to something that I'm just trying to learn. So I figured I would put that away for now and finish it when they leave. Hopefully I'll have it done by the end of the day so that my granddaughter can have her socks next time she comes over. But in the husband's sock that I had to ended up tearing back, it was a little too long. I didn't like how long it was on his foot, and so I tore it back just a little bit. And instead of doing the heel like that pattern calls for, because I didn't like it, I didn't enjoy making that heel. I didn't like how it looked. And I was like, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. It turns out I don't like it. I started doing the German short row heel instead on it. So that's going to have a German short row heel instead. But that's one of the nice things about learning lots of different type ways to do things, because if you don't like the way it's done, you can always go back to something you're more comfortable with and it still looks cohesive. So it's looking pretty good. For my sock, I fixed the row that had the cable problem. I fixed that, did another round after that, and then I put that away for now because I wanted to work on this. This only gets worked on probably once a month, and I really want to get more done on it. I'm thinking about taking it with me when we go back, so that I can work on it some more. But at the same time, then I'll have less time for the other projects because I'll probably work on this mostly. So I might not. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think I'll probably leave it here. I've got several pairs of socks to finish. I've got a sweater that I still have to look for the proper for good matching colors to go with it to finish. And I feel like there's something else there's another blanket I haven't finished, but that's just got to be, it's the squares are done. I just got to put it together and it's just going to be a little throw for the kids to use when they come over. But it seems like there was something else I was making. I might have to go through all my stuff when I get back and see what I got going on, because I feel like I'm forgetting something. Um, hopefully, the drive doesn't take quite as long. It's typically an 8.5 hour to 9 hour drive with the stops we have to make for Jiraiya to, go out and go potty and stuff. But on the way here, it took us 11 hours. So hopefully it doesn't take as long. I want to. There's a couple projects that I'm really excited to get on the needle, but I really need to pace myself because I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, and before you know it, I'm going to be swimming in unfinished objects, and then I'm going to be so frazzled by it that I won't be able to even think about it. I'll be like, no, we're just not going to do anything. I'll freeze up. That's how I tend to be. I should measure this. Hold on 1 second. Let me pause this. Okay, I'm back. It is 53 inches along each side. That's how big this is so far. As I said, there's still a lot to add to it because it's going to be fitting this queen size bed. But I need it to be oversized, so it's going to be bigger than a queen size blanket. Just my personal preference. I like my blankets to be more than I need because it's kind of this sweater is, I really love this hoodie, but it's a little on the small side for me. I really like a good oversized hoodie when I'm wearing a hoodie. This one fits just about right, just perfectly. It doesn't bunch, it doesn't pinch, it doesn't like choke, but I like them to be so big that I look like I'm wearing somebody else's top, like shirt. Like, I don't know. I have this one red hoodie that is my favorite. It goes almost to my knees. I love it. I ordered it. We had some Cabela's points. And I ordered it from their bargain bin. And I ended up getting that for real cheap. Even the points. I was able to get more things with the points because that was super cheap. But the smallest they had was, I think, a 2XL. And I was like, I had never worn one that big. And I bought it anyway. I was like, oh, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I don't like it. And I give it to my husband. It would be a big on him too. He's not a giant dude or nothing. So, so I got it anyway and I put it on and I love it. It's my favorite. And it's a pretty red color. I love red. I love reds and purples. Those are my favorites. I like a lot of colors, but I think greens are my least favorite colors. I'm more of a, like I said, reds and purples are my favorite colors to look at. But when it comes to wearing things, I very rarely wear those colors. I usually end up wearing more neutral colored clothes or pink. So, like, I'm not sure what I got. I think, oh yeah, I have my lavender Bass Pro shirt. I got that at the bargain bin too. I got the bargain bin on Cabela's website. That's the place to go. You can get really nice things for really cheap. It's just stuff that they haven't sold and they just want to get rid of it. And it's really good. Like, I've had these and I wear them constantly for a year now. The only thing that's happened to them wear-wise is the fact that I'm a sloppy person and I have a tendency to spill things on myself. And I spilled some bleach on my hoodie the first day I wore it. I was so upset. So there's this little white spot on the pocket of my sweater. But this blanket, I'm super excited for. This used to be a king size blanket already. But it was one of my first projects, my first big projects. And I was not very good at tying in ends and making sure that there was no loose tails that could fall out, and it ended up unraveling in a few different areas. So I decided that I was going to take it apart. It took me almost a whole weekend to tear this whole thing apart and wind it up into cakes. And now I'm putting it back together. And luckily I found this really cool pattern that I just thought would look great in a blanket, and I think it's going to be so fabulous. The only problem is it's perfect square. So once I get it big enough that I don't want to add any more width to it, I have to stop working on the sides and just work on, will just add to the bottom and have it just be a granny square stitch, or a granny stitch the whole way till I'm done, because that's going to be, tucked under anyway most of the time. So that's what the plan is for that. I have to take some measurements and see what the numbers are going to look like that I want to get to, but mostly I've just been throwing it on the bed and seeing how it looks and if I'm ready or not. Obviously I'm not even close, because it doesn't even cover the entire bed from side to side yet, but it is getting a little closer to both sides touching both ends of the bed. So we're getting there. And let's see. And I realized after I posted last week's video, or the last video, that I did not put any videos of Jiraiya in there. So I'm going to try and remember to do that. He's out there playing with the kids right now, so he's not available for a little camp sesh. But the fact that he loves those kids, he loves those kids so much. They're his favorite people. Every time he comes home, he's excited because he knows we'll probably get to see the kids. As soon as they come in the door, he picks up his bone and he greets them at the door. So I will try to get a little clip of him sometime today and put that together and get it all ready so I can upload this in the morning before we leave. I'll set it to upload before we head out, which will be pretty early. Hopefully, I want to leave early, that way I can get there at a decent time and be able to get some stuff done before we go to bed. He works tomorrow and he needs to have a little time to rest after the trip too. So with that, I will let you go. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll catch you in the next.